Hey guys, Eric with Blue Line Fishing. Welcome back to the channel. Your time is important to me as always. And what we're going to do in today's time is we're going to check out some new lures for fall of 2025. Stick with me. We're going to jump right into it. So let's jump into this. First up is the Z-Man Fuzzy Nuggetz. This is a dice style bait. And the dice style baits, and I'm gonna take one out of the package and get a closer look at it here. The dice style baits have been around for several years now, super popular. Probably a year and a half ago, I really got into fishing them via the Q-Bomb by Geek Crack. We'll kind of compare it to this bait here in a minute, but first let's take a look at the Z-Man bait. So it's a 12-sided dice bait, has tentacles coming out of every side of it, which is a little bit different from the Strike King tumbleweed. You might say, hey, it looks just like the tumbleweed. Well, it does, because here's one in comparison, except for the differences being, once again, there's a tentacle coming out, or two tentacles coming out of each side of the fuzzy nugget, and then the Strike King one has two sides like this right here that are smooth with no tentacles coming out of it. So it's 10 sides, tentacles coming out versus 12 sides on this. Whether that makes much of a difference or not, I don't know. I don't really think it does. But the tentacles are just a little bit longer on the fuzzy nugget, and it's also made out of elastic. There, I think the difference is because I've been fishing the tumbleweed now for a while, caught a lot of fish on it this past year, really successful with it, especially when it comes to clear water presentations or those times when you just want more little finesse, subtle approach. But the only problem with that bait is it tends to tear fairly easy. You get maybe 6, 7, 8 fish out of it, and then you got to switch them out, or the bass throws it when he's coming, as you're getting it to the boat, and you end up putting a new bait on. With the fuzzy nugget being that elastec material there, that super stretchy, tough stuff we're all familiar with, I think it's going to be a lot more durable. Now, like I said, it looks pretty identical to the Strike King bait, other than it's a little bit bigger in diameter and has a little bit longer tentacles. Now, it is quite a bit different than, say, the Q-Bomb. This is the one that kind of turned me on to dice baits because I started fishing them even though they look goofy, and I don't have any idea what they represent in the water, honestly, than just a slow-moving crustacean maybe. But with that being said, started fishing this bait, really knocked the fish out. But you can see there's a big difference in size. A lot bigger diameter on the Q-Bomb, a lot longer tentacles. This is much more of a smaller finesse style bait. And I'll show you my favorite way to rig it up. So like it says here on the package, I mean, you could Nico rig this, drop shot it, free rig it. There's 100 different ways probably you could rig it up. I don't think any of them are wrong. Whatever works for you, I would suggest doing that. But a way that I found just experimenting with these dice baits is using a wacky worm jig head. So you can see a little wacky worm jig head right here. It's just a 1/16 of an ounce head, but there's something about this combo that's just slow fall through the water column that absolutely drives fish crazy. I've been fishing other baits and done okay, but when I start using this little wacky head setup on it, man, it really knocks the fish out. I caught an absolute ton of fish on this setup this year with both the Q-Bomb and the tumbleweed. So I'm excited. I haven't tried this particular one yet, but I'm excited to try this with that little simple setup right there. Has been great with these dice baits. So next in the lineup is another bait from Z-Man. This is the Baby Jack Jackhammer. So what makes this Jackhammer different from the others? Well, what they've done is they've scaled this bait down, but not so much by head size, which this one is smaller because this is a 1/4 ounce. This bait comes in 1/4 ounce, 3/8, and 1/2 ounce. But oop, dropped it there. What the difference being is they've scaled down this blade size. So this is a 1/2 ounce jackhammer right here, and you can see that the blade size is a lot different. So this has a lot more subtle vibration to it, still like the jackhammers and most of the other chatterbaits they make. It kicks right up on the retrieve as far as the vibration goes, but it's just got a little more of a subtle vibration and thump to it than the full-size bladed jackhammer. Everything else on it, as far as I can tell, is the same. It's got the same trailer keeper on it here, smaller hook with a 3/0 hook on it, and the head size on this one's a little bit different because this is a 1/4 ounce, but what I wanted was something with a smaller profile and a little bit more subtle approach to it. I fished this bait the other day, did pretty good on it because I was actually throwing a 1/2 ounce chatterbait wasn't getting any bites. I was in an area I really thought I should be getting bit, but it was cold. Air temperature was 38, water temperature was 59, and I switched over and started using this bait with a smaller trailer on it and just a smaller profile, because that's what I wanted, which is to scale down things, kind of slow down a little bit and scale things down a little bit. And this Baby Jack did a great job. But another new one from Z-Man for fall 2025. So the next new bait we have is this new Berkley soft plastic, and this is the Flux Gill. Got one out of the, or get one out of the package here and show you guys. So this bait, you're probably saying to yourself, man, that looks a lot like the Bellows Gill. And it does, as far as the profile goes, or the 10,000 fish Yodo worm. So it's that same style of bait with that bait fish profile. But what makes this one different, like the Bellows Gill and the Yodo worm have the ridges that run around it. This is porous. It's kind of ported. You can see through there. I mean, you can see my fingers on the back side of it there. So it's got all the little ports all the way down it. There's a centerpiece here that's almost like a it's solid, like a plastic worm running through it, so you can do your rigging. The head on it's soft but solid once again, so you can rig stuff up. Now, the different ways you could rig up this bait are pretty endless. One way that I've found that's been pretty effective for me is on an Ozark rig. So I've got this one rigged up here with the Ozark rig, but I mean, you could rig it up just, you know, Texas style for pitching and flipping. You could put a swim jig head on it. You could put a wobble head on it. Or another way you could rig this up too is on the back of a chatterbait, either rigging it up kind of horizontal with the bait itself, or vertical to give it a little bit different look and a different profile. But this bait so far, I got to fish it a little bit a few weeks ago before the water really started to cool down, because I kind of switched techniques whenever the water starts to get as cool as it is now in the 50s. But with that being said, thing looks great in the water. Really kind of subtle motion to it. I mean, it looks sexy, it looks good. But that is the new Flux Gill from Berkley. And the last thing I'll show you guys here, back to Z-Man. This is not a new bait, and it's not a new color per se. This is what they call citrus shad, and I'll take it out of the package here. Basically that Kevin Van Dam sexy shad color, but it's one that, to my knowledge, Z-Man has not done on a chatterbait as far as the Evo series go, and I don't think the Jackhammers either. So just a new color variation there, really good looking painted head on it, and it's got your blue and chartreuse and white, really mimics the shad, especially this time of year in the fall when you get that really good shad bite going on. They start pushing them up on the flats and stuff like that. But like I say, not a new bait, not a new color, but it is a new color for this lure in the Z-Man series. So guys, let me know down in the comments, have you tried any of these baits out yet as far as the Flux Gill goes? And if so, how you rigging it up? What kind of success have you had? Have you tried out these fuzzy Nuggetz? Hard to say, but the fuzzy Nuggetz from Z-Man, have you tried these out? They haven't been out that long, but if you have, what kind of success are you having? Are you gonna try them? Are you gonna try any of these baits, including the Baby Jack? Because if you guys are chatterbait fanatics like I am, I mean, I'm always a sucker for a new bait. That's why I got this one. I got to try it out. But like I said, it did find its place the other day as far as a smaller profile bladed jig, and worked out great. So that's a look at new baits for fall 2025. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you got something out of it, please consider subscribing to the channel. Maybe leave a like and a comment down below. I've also got some discount codes for you guys down in the description if you want to check that out. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And remember, until that next video, get out there and fish.